All right, we are live. I'll edit out that first part when we're actually out there. What we're going to do is go through the Dodgers Digest top 33. It's put together by Dustin Nosler and Josh Thomas. And so we're just going to go through it. Their eligibility rules that they have, they need to be eligible for Rookie of the Year. That's the bottom line for them. That's good. Baseball America and a couple others kind of messes things up a little bit, but I think that's a good way to do it. Scouting grades. Hey, we should know about that. We are Dodgers 2080, and so they're using the 2080 scale, and so they use future value grades and risk for their top 50. That's a little spelling error. Should be top 33. They used to do 100, which was cool. They don't do that anymore. But if guys has a 50 low, he's a good chance to be averages, get his position. Then we'll see these other grades, but you could see the 20, 50 is an average. And there you go. So if a low, let's see, present, future, low, players who are usually older have debuted or relievers of higher floors and ceilings. I think this is the risk. Players who are a mix of younger and older usually have higher floors. High, players who are usually younger with potential but also question marks. Extreme, players who are generally younger with star potential but a ton of question marks. And so we can see number one. So I'm going from 1 to 33 because I actually think that it gets really interesting at the bottom for that with this list. Diego Cartaya is number one for obvious reasons. I've heard all about him, and he should be number one. There's no doubt about that. The way he's carrying himself now, and the thing is, there's a lot of guys that really could be number one. And so I'm gonna, when you start throwing guys like in Bobby Miller, it's like, oh, some of these guys are number one on other teams, but we know that there's a lot of a lot of information about these guys. You can go to Dodgers 2080, of course. You can also go to Dodgers Prospects Podcast, the DPP. You can go there and to Dodgers Daily. There's a lot of that, and of course you can go to Dodgers Digest, Dodger Nation, all these other great places to go. So Bobby Miller, we know he's coming. He's not on the 40-man roster yet, but I think a lot of us expect him to debut in 2023 at some point. You can see there's a bright future for him, the way his fastball is going. His commands actually, he actually did pretty well last year. I think there's, probably some issues still, but he just keeps improving. Miguel Vargas will be our opening day second baseman. That's great to hear. Well deserved. He has, of course, a ton of potential also. And again, a lot of things have been written about him. I actually think his hit tool is really high. I have no problems with them being a little bit conservative. That's their prerogative, and it's their list. And if I want to do a list, I can do one. But so far, there's really you can't argue with these things. Gavin Stone, they have him a little higher than other places do. I have no problem with that because Gavin Stone looks like he's going to be a good one, and he's going to be one that also I expect to debut in 2023. He might even debut before Miller because Miller's had, he didn't get into really any games. He just may not have been 100%. So we'll see about that, about where that goes. But I think Gavin Stone's really, getting up to fourth. He wasn't even on these lists when he debuted in 2021 with the Quakes. He was their opening day pitcher. I got to see him a couple times. And yeah, he's done really well. And the changeup is game changer. Let's see how they got his changeup as a 70. Now it'll be interesting to see how they have Pepiots, but this changeup came out of nowhere. It's pretty darn cool. Let's see, Michael Busch. If they would give him a position. Baseball Gale did break that she saw him playing third base a bit in spring training on the backfields. So hopefully that type of stuff continues. I think left field should be an option for him also. And of course, second base. But, that hit tool, Again, I have it higher. I think it depends on what they want to do with him. Do they want him to be a power hitter, or do they want him to go for more average and stuff? So see that power right there. Yeah, there's a lot there. And if he can somehow find a home, I think we're going to be very happy with him. Nick Nastrini, I like this. A local San Diego kid. Used to live close to me. I didn't even know it. Or not too close, but, close enough in a couple neighborhoods away. So he, a 2021 draft pick. He's risen fast. A big kid. You can see 6'3", 215. He's definitely looks like a starter. He keeps throwing harder and harder. And so this is a guy that, just about every pitcher, it's going to be about command, and they're getting better. I think that's one of the last things they work on. We've talked about this, ad infinitum, ad nauseum. And so, they expect an uptick in his command. It's really too bad. I never got to see him in spring training. I caught pictures of him in a bullpen, thank goodness. But I don't think he ever pitched. He didn't pitch in a big league game. I know that. Andy Paez, at number 7. I thought he had a really nice spring training. Seemed to be making more contact. He looks like he's in really good shape and ready to, be out there and be more athletic. And I think, the contact might be coming around a little bit more. At least the beginning when I saw him, and the contact's hard. Dalton Rushing, for you guys in Southern California that went to see him, he is a catcher with a lot of power, left-handed hitter. He also, kind of being around him a bit, he's a real student of the game. He's really into it, asking a lot of questions, a lot of comments. He's just so into it, and I think he's going to actually be a darn good catcher. He's did some throwing guys out. Let's see. Don't have my other glasses on. I've got my reading glasses because I need to read this stuff as we're going through here. So the power is just 60. Yeah, that's about right. And I wouldn't be surprised if the hit tool, I don't know. There's just something about the guy as a hitter. He looks really good. Ryan Pepiot. All right. He did. He is our 5th starter. And very glad to hear. We actually talked about him this morning on the Dodgers Prospects podcast. Please watch that also. I'll put a link to that as once this is all done. He's a guy that he took a lot of heat for last year, but at the end of the day, his ERA was still pretty good. And not a bad debut. He's still a rookie. And, you go ahead and look at Mike Trout's first year, before he was a rookie. It was rough. But, with Pep, he's getting better and better. Let's see what they have for his changeup. Oh, they only have his future to 60 versus 70 for Stone. Very interesting, considering Pepiot's changeup is something that he's really brought to the table. Coming out as a kid, when he was younger. Oh, boy. Matt Beatty, the Matt Beatty trade, River Ryan. Oh, man. Potter's going to hate this one. This guy is, he did hit 100. I saw that somewhere. I think it was on Instagram or something like that. He did hit 100 after this was written. So, yay. And, he's a very athletic guy. He was a former shortstop. And we are very fortunate to have him. He's gonna move fast. I don't know if they're gonna, of course, with any of these guys, whether he's a starter or reliever. If he's a reliever, I think he moves up really, really fast. But he was at Rancho for just a few starts. And it was his first time pitching professionally. He went up to Great Lakes. He's fine. He'll be in Double-A before you know it this year. He might even start the season there. All right, so that's their top 10. And so I think River's a nice pick, very interesting. Sorry, I turned off the JavaScript. Let's see, the fastball's a 60, yep. And, everything's right there. For a guy who hasn't pitched, much until this year professionally, his command is very, very good. Nick Frasso, we got him in the Mitch White trade. Very fortunate to get him. I hated losing Alex DeJesus and Mitchell White also, but This is a big kid, 6'5". He has an elite fastball, and so we'll be watching him. And so you'll see here that his future fastball is 65. There's a lot there. He's just there's a lot of arms and legs coming at you. He just a little bit, not quite, but just think of a right-handed Alex Wood. Just a lot of arms and legs coming at you. Number 12, hopefully our starting center fielder, James Outman. I've said enough, a lot about him, obviously, and I'm not going to keep going into it. I just wrote an article about how I, quote, discovered him. I didn't discover him. I got some nice help from friends and family that to get to interview him a long time, back in 2018. But, again, we talked about him this morning on DPP, and James has earned it. No one's worked harder. I really wish that he was on the roster more last year, but now's his chance. Hopefully he should be given just the lineup today the Dodgers had against the Angels with Thompson and Taylor in there against a lefty. Okay, fine. I expect opening day against Gallen that both David Peralta and James Outman should be in the lineup since it's a righty. If not, it's more ceremonial, but I expect Outman to start 2 of every 3 games at least. I'd play him every day. I don't like this platoon stuff at all for young guys. Let them teach it. Oh, yeah, Moose 1032 for us he's supposed to be really good, and he's gonna move up quick, especially if he goes bullpen. That wouldn't surprise me either. The way he might have even more uptick as a bullpen piece. So James Outman, hopefully your starting center fielder for 2023. Look, the defense, the run. This guy might be the best athlete in the system. There might be some others out there, but James is right up there. Former football player in high school, played linebacker, and so he just, you see him out there, just the athleticism. He's got size, everything. The whole package is there. He just needs a chance, I believe, and he'll be a very, very good player for us. Oh yeah, Donkey Rain, and I'm probably saying that wrong. Doncon. I actually asked, Marco Hernandez, how do you say his first name? He said, I don't know. We just call him Donkey. So Donkey. Donkey is not 176 pounds anymore. I guarantee that. I saw him at spring training. He is big. He really filled out, and he's still a young kid. I saw him switching off between short and second. He was paired off with Wilman Diaz a lot, and so I expect he may start again at Rancho, but he'll be up at Great Lakes pretty quick if he doesn't start at Great Lakes. Let's see. I like him a lot. Just said, big kid, and who knows where he's going to be playing at the end of the day. Defense, we just don't know, because he could grade out to be a third baseman, even the way his size is becoming. He might be a big kid in a good way, though. He's very strong, and it just looks like he put on some good weight recently. But that's part of it. He's 19, still getting his man strength, right? Let's see. Oh, yeah. Ronan Kopp, the big lefty. Interviewed him a couple times last year, and Ronan's just a guy that keeps working it. And his development has been fast. I think that he's going to be one of those big steals from the 2021 draft. I believe the 2021 draft will be one of the most productive drafts the Dodgers have ever had. 2016 is definitely one of the better ones, but 2021 might be really good. I didn't count how many are in the list from that draft, but there's a few, and there's more coming. Let's see here. That's Ronan. I like him a lot. The fastball. This is just based on command. He just keeps throwing harder and harder. Starter bullpen, who knows? I'm not, nothing to worry about. Speaking of the same draft, big kid, keeps getting better, throwing harder. He hasn't quite hit 100. He's getting there, and he started really dominating near the end of the year. I mean, Josh talks about that here. He doesn't cover that. I think he had like 8 strikeouts in 4 innings in the fall league. And so that's just another one where we're loaded. It's going to be really fun to watch these kids. And so Sheehan, gosh, he may even hit AAA this year. I think the Dodgers are starting to get move some of these guys fast as they get there, and I think Kopp will be another guy moving fast. It's just how much room is there, and to be honest, I expect them to start making, some type of moves here and there to go, hey, how do we clean we have so many guys moving up fast, and it's going to be a logjam. But the good thing is, if they're all good, they will all play in the major leagues at some point. And so that's what I'm seeing. Speaking of really good, Maddox Bruns, the guy's got just great stuff. It's command. We, again, over and over, we could talk about that. They all know this. We don't need to, keep bemoaning it, but it's just there. And he throws really hard, and he throws really well. Look at these future values. These are no lie. These are things that I've seen in other places and watched him up close. It's electric. And I'm not doing the electric slide, but his stuff is electric. He's just getting there. He's just a kid. I think he's still 19. Really? 21? Okay. Well, maybe. But he was another 20. He was our first pick in 2021, and he looked. You could see some amazing stuff, and then you could see him struggle a little bit. Josue De Paula. I got my eyes on him quite a bit during spring training. Really nice kid. He's actually 17 right now, and he is. Look, we just saw that the Cardinals put 20-year-old Jordan Walker on their team, and the Yankees put the Anthony Volpe kid, I think he's about the same age, on their roster. I'm just going to say it. Don't be surprised if there's a 20-year-old Josue De Paula on the Dodgers in 2 years, maybe 3. Just don't be surprised. I'm hoping they don't hold him back. There is something special. Straight up, there is something special about this guy. Go watch some videos of him swinging. I've got it on our site. I know that Casey Porter from Dodgers Daily is going to do a little something on him, and I might work with him on that. I don't know where we're going to put it, and I'm also going to do a little site or a little segment on him. Just more of a get to know. You can go watch the swing, and like I said, Dustin and Josh were a little more conservative. I know Dustin and Josh. I know Josh wanted to probably get out even further with De Paula, but we like him a lot. Yeah, and I agree with this. I do expect him to see at Rancho probably in August. But they got to really put him. I think he's gonna be in the top 100 easily by the July lists that come out. And I hate to put pressure on a 17-year-old kid. I mean, my gosh, he hadn't even really. When you look at it, he should be a senior in high school. So the comparisons, they're out there. You'll hear them. I'm not going to say them. I'm not going to jinx them. I've already put enough on them. I think, yeah, the future value risk, he is extreme. But I think if you look at it, you go, he very well could be very special. Jose Ramos, yeah. The Dodgers didn't protect him off from the Rule 5 draft, so I was a little surprised about that. Guys is strong, one of the things he does. I mean, there's 2 things he really does well. One, he throws the ball really well. Okay, and then the other thing he does is he hits the ball really hard. Oh my gosh, I just saw something from J.P. Hornstra that he says for the Freeway Series, he's never seen this many minor leaguers in the Big League Clubhouse for the Freeway Series. Oh, man. I really bummed I didn't get that press pass. If you saw my DePaula, Ronaldo Yane, not DePaula. There's a Ronaldo DePaula also. Ronaldo Yane thing, I got denied for for a press pass. Hopefully tomorrow I get in at Anaheim. We shall see. I'm going to check while we're doing this. Let's see. And so Ramos hits the ball hard, throws the ball really well. It's for him. It's getting that the strikeout rate down, and it looks like fall ball or Arizona fall. I call it fall ball. It's a little league thing. Arizona Fall League. He did better on that. And then he looked good in the WBC. He hit a home run for Panama. And so you can see that power right there, the arm, the power. Just got to get that, keep hitting. Everyone's favorite, Yainer Fernandez, just excellent ball player. And he also has he's got it right here, second base. He played plenty of second base last year with the Quakes, and I expect that to continue with the glut of catching that they have. But Yainer's a really all-around good ball player. He's truly a fan favorite, just because he's great personality. He's a great guy. He's such a young guy and humble, but a hard worker. He's he is the last guy to leave the dugout most of the time, doing his stuff, and not only gathering his stuff, but he goes out and just keeps signing for the kids and stuff. So if you have a chance to meet him, just meet him, take a picture with him, whatever. Good guy. So I like this. In some way, a little bit of Austin Barnes comparison, and I know that Yainer talks about Austin. He's a big fan of his, but Yainer's going to be a better hitter, in my opinion, which right now isn't hard. And Austin Barnes is a leader out there, future manager for the Dodgers, in my opinion. Yeah, Yainer and the power. I'm not worried about the power. His running's okay. He's catcher though. If you catch a lot, you're going to get tired out there, and it takes a lot of wear and tear on your legs. So it depends on where he plays, to be honest with you. Oh, Eddie's Leonard. Eddie's is one of those guys that, right now he's been playing more shortstop. And, I spoke to him briefly at spring training, and he does like shortstop. And he had a really nice, I think he led the team in hitting for spring training, at least with the guys with some, significant at-bats. And, he's just starting to play more shortstop. And I agree with this, he will start at Double-A Tulsa. It's just, let's see what happens with him. Him and then, not the next, I thought he would be paired with someone else. Usually him and Jorbit Vivas are very closely together. They're very, little kind of the same build size and kind of the same power and everything, and very versatile players. Yoandre Vargas, so I'm going to call it, I think that's what it is. Let's see. So they talk about international free agents so high, and they talk about the risky ranking of Wilman Diaz. Just wait. You're going to be so surprised this year with Wilman Diaz. I'm just going to say it. He looked great when I saw him, and he'll be back. He will be back in these rankings and soon, and we're going to be very impressed. Hopefully he's at Rancho. But I'm excited about Vargas. I mean, he was another Vargas. They have 3 or 4 of them, I think, in the system now. So Yoandre was the top number 3 international free agent prospect, and he's going to need a lot of time. And so we're probably not going to see him at Rancho for a couple of years. But that's cool, though, and that's okay. The future values of him are all, average to above average, so that's good. There's Yorbit. I think he looked really good at the plate this year, and they were working him a lot at third base. So I think they're building that versatility for both Leonard and Vivas, he should start at Double-A. He is on the 40-man along with Leonard. And so I'm very excited about seeing what he can do. Just a good guy. I think that power is interesting with him. He's very compact. He just compact, but he's very strong. He's been working hard at getting stronger. And I like his, the bat to ball contact. It works. Landon Knack. All right. This is going to be a big, big dude this year. He may start at AAA. I kind of don't care yet, but he's healthy, and that's what matters with this guy. He needs to be healthy, and he is healthy. And if he can stay healthy, he's going to be really good. He brings, a big repertoire of pitches. And I usually don't use that word. I'm not good at that. And he's getting there. He's topping out at 99, even maybe 100. And so there's a lot there. All the stuff, all the pitches are there. And so it's just a matter of him being healthy. I think it was forearm issues he was talking about and some other things. But when he's healthy, he's going to be good. He's going to be good, and he's going to be somebody that if he stays healthy is going to be right back in the top 10. And I expect the Dodgers, actually, they're going to graduate. The 4 guys are on the roster. They're going to graduate off that top 10 really quick. So, the rookies they have Vargas, Outman, Pepiot, and Andre Jackson. And Andre, is right there. I think probably next 2 appearances or something, he's going to fulfill his rookie status. So this will be his rookie year, and he'll burn that eligibility and won't be a prospect anymore. I'm not sure if he's even on this list. Johnny DeLuca, San Diego guy, an LA guy. Just one of the players that just keeps impressing. Former switch hitter, very fast, a lot of power. So he's a guy that watch out for him. I think. And I this is probably a safe spot to have him, but I think there's a lot to go there. Look at that. He's 46 for 50 in the stolen bases. But some power, some speed, being able to play a little bit of center field, and he did get on the 40-man, so he could reach LA, but we'll see. But yeah, I agree. Debut more likely next year, but. It's interesting. High ceiling with a higher floor. That's kind of interesting. Michael Grove just missed out on being the 5th starter. He showed that he's major league capable already. It's good to have him. He might, hopefully they don't turn him into Mitchell White or, going back and forth. He already went back and forth a lot last year. But, give him a few starts at OKC. He might be one of the first ones up if they have an issue. Or it could be Andre Jackson. Depends. It'll be interesting to see for both those guys if they become swingmen, in the rust tripling mold. We'll see about that. But, that was really cool to see him. He's come such a long way. He had such a rough recovery from Tommy John. It just took forever for him. But his stuff's really good. Just, future risk. He's a little, and he's getting older, but it's high. But I think there's still a lot there, and I think there's a lot to be happy about with him. Alex Freeland, I got to see him play. Switch hitter, shortstop. And I've said it before. I'll say it one more time. He reminds me so much of Brandon Crawford from the Giants, except without the greasy hair. Even when he had long hair last year, it wasn't greasy. I don't know where he gets it. Brandon Crawford. What does he do? Put something in his hair that makes it look all slick like that? I don't know. But I expect to see him up there pretty quick. He might be at Rancho. They're so loaded though. They don't. There's people they're going to be missing from this list that are really good and need to be at Rancho. And so they again, there's a logjam. So Carlos Duran is slipped off a lot of lists. I'm glad they kept him here. He's only 21. I know he had Tommy John. He had it in November. I talked to him a little bit at spring training, and he's such a fun guy. But the guy's got a nasty slider, and there's some stuff in there that's, when he recovers, hopefully he's going to be just fine and, works through it. And they could have put him, he could have been taken. I'm surprised someone didn't try to grab him off the in the Rule 5 draft. I would have taken him, put him on the DL for the whole year, and that's legit. But they didn't do that. So I think some team will regret that. That 70 slider, legit. He kind of has, I'll try to find some video of him and post. I don't know if I have any video, but I do have, there's probably some, I'm sure there's some out there. But I've got some pictures of him. His delivery with the 6-7 coming right at you. All right, this is one kind of came out of, quote, nowhere. Osvaldo Osorio, shortstop. Osorio. I'm probably wrong. And so, young guy. And so, he got, the fact that he got put on the Fall Instructs roster as a 17-year-old along with DePaula, like I said, that is high praise. And so, he will probably start the season at Arizona, at the Arizona Complex in the ACL with the Arizona Complex League. But don't be surprised about Rancho. That's probably a lot of extreme risk. You can't tell with a 17-year-old, and it's that's the best way to say it. 17 is extreme, and you don't know how they're going to mature. You don't know how they're going to fill out, or if they do fill out, how strong are they going to be? Sammy Munoz, he's been only playing in the outfield. At least I texted him recently, and that's what he said. But yeah, there's, look at that. His debut in the DSL, 347, 429, 491. Young kid, you can see there's room to fill out with him. Let's see. So, he's another young guy. Risk is extreme, of course. That's okay. But the Dodgers, he was one of their top signings in 2022. So get ready. And I have him moving up fast. Okay, Edgardo Enriquez. This guy is kind of came on the scene last year. And he's a big guy. This guy is, he would be probably a sophomore or a junior this year in college, and would probably, in my opinion, be a very, very high draft pick. So the Dodgers have been working with developing. Now, he did get hurt, and so he had, surgery. He's going to miss all of 2023. And so there's a lot of work to be done. He's just young, and he's throwing hard. And Josh nailed this one. He can throw hard, and he threw well. Look at that, no walks, 6 Ks in 4 innings. So command control for a young guy. It's pretty good for a young guy. I'm not too worried about that yet. Let's see. And then, the guy throws hard. And it's just a matter, he's got that big starter's body. He just looks like he's a starter to me. Jesus Galiz, I know that Casey Porter really likes Jesus a lot. I personally, I've met him, and, he's another Venezuelan catcher. He is a student. He really is a student of the game. Like a lot of the Dodger catchers really dig in and trying to get better at those types of things. And so he's on the thumbnail along with the next guy coming up. And so they have 6, 7, 8 catchers that are they're gonna be prospects. And so the guy he's really a good athlete back there. And so he's as a catcher, he's very athletic. He doesn't look like a catcher, but he is. And so, and he learned English very fast. And the hitting's got to come around. But I really hope to see him at Rancho this year. And I think we will. I expect him to actually start there. We shall see. I've been wrong a million times. Sometimes, with the glut, the Dodgers have to slow guys down. So I might make some predictions coming up. But those rosters will be announced pretty soon. Oh my gosh, within the next week and a half or so, we'll know where everyone's going, and we'll talk about some of that stuff. Maybe even live. I'm trying to see how this works out for y'all and for me. All right. This is one of my new favorites. I wrote about him a little bit in some, from some either DSL or ACL games. They were on Lorenzo. Now, Lorenzo, there's thump. There's a lot of thump in the bat. Switch hitter. I got to see him up close. I have one or two of his swings on one of those one swing only videos, just a little thing. But he's kind of a baby-faced assassin. He just gets up there, really playful, nice guy, and then he gets to the plate and just starts smacking the ball, and it's hit hard. It's that sound that not every player has, and so that power is big. We'll see about the defense. He's a big kid. Like this, I think they talked about maybe he could play first base down the road, maybe catcher, who knows. And the last one is Juan Alonso. He came on strong last year with the Quakes. I think some of us are more, we're surprised to see him come so fast, but his numbers said he needs to be there, and he earned it. And so he's 19 years old. So hopefully he's a guy that really starts developing, keeps working hard, and just makes the most out of his opportunities, because he very well could be something special and coming on quick. I talked about with DePaula coming quick, but maybe this guy's another one that you don't hold back. So I'd like to see the Dodgers let the talent flow. And then, so that's their top 33. A lot of, some differences. I like it. I'm glad they did 33 instead of 30. I like, the ones that go a little longer. Now, some honorable mentions. I like these too. These are great. You see Dustin. Ben Harris, the strikeout machine. I joked with him briefly. I said, hey, now you got to get strikeout 3 guys per inning. Because he basically averaged 2 strikeouts per inning in 2022. Joel Obata. Big guy. He was an infielder. Now he's a pitcher. There's everything about him that says closer. You just watch him pitch. I got some video of him too. I'll get some more video of some of these guys that I've got. I still got some stuff to put out with that. I'm going to try this. Asiamas Morales, right-handed pitcher. I don't know much about him, so I'm not going to comment, but this is, it's a deep dive, and I like that. Logan Wagner, a big kid, and he's a kid. I mean, he would be a freshman in college this year. He was drafted, played a lot of shortstop. He's a third baseman. He's a switch hitter. Wait, yeah, he's switchy. I know he bats lefty. Yeah, maybe he's just lefty. I'm getting him confused. I can't remember. No worries. We'll survive. We'll survive this. But just a big guy who's going to develop, and he really could be a future, have a big future. And the only thing keeping these guys off the list is just the limits. And Justin Warbleski, I keep going too far with that. Pitched a little bit at Rancho, and was coming off Tommy John. I expect him to start at Rancho but move fast. He's a lefty, as noted, and so it'll be exciting to see him. I think another steal. All right. And then Josh has his honorable mentions there. Peter Hubick. Yeah, I like him. He's another 2021 pick. He's putting on muscle and getting stronger. He's still a young guy. He'd be a sophomore now in college. Kyle Hurt, He's another San Diego guy, and he came along with Alex Vesia in the Dylan Floro trade. So that's been a good trade, and Casey talked about him. He really turned it around in 2022. Throws really hard, including a 91 mile/hour slider sometimes. Yeah. And then there's right-handed pitcher Maximo Martinez. I can't remember about him. I didn't, I tried to go a little bit cold on this on this thing, so I didn't do that extra work. But that's a guy to dig into. But okay, the next guy. And I wrote about him briefly with something, but third baseman Mario Shendrick Martinez, and then Luis Valdez, who actually did pitch with the Quakes. I missed his last start by one day, so I was a little bummed about that. But and there's other ones. I'm going to throw a few guys on this list. I'm going to miss 100 of them. That for some honorable mentions that I would have, I go right away with Sean McClain. I think that he got hurt at the end of the year, but that's a guy that really looked good during spring training. I already mentioned him also. Wilman Diaz. We have Nico Perez. Let's see. Jose Izara. So they had drafted a lot of shortstops. Excuse me. He's not on here anymore, but Luis Rodriguez, watch out for that guy. He's still so young with a lot of potential. I believe in him. And Jake Vogel looked really good. There was, I'm going to look at I had a little list I sent to my crew of some guys that I think might be really interesting. Oh, I even said Wilman Diaz twice. Let's see. Trinidad said Nelson Quiros, Adolfo Ramirez, and Damon Keith, Madison Jeffrey. We get, and there's so many more. It's mind blowing what's out there. And then I talked about what's his name just the other day, or I published it this morning. Ronaldo Yean, Yean. Please go look it up. He someday, if the Dodgers ever do really go back to that closer thing, he might be the guy. 19 years old, throwing 101 miles an hour, 6'4". He looks good. So that's kind of my honorable mentions along with these guys. Really appreciate Dodgers Digest. I did reach out to Dustin to say that I was going to do this, so I'm not surprising anybody. I appreciate their list. I appreciate the cooperation that we have between all the groups and trying to be friendly with each other. Hopefully you might see some of my pictures that show up on different sites, and I do that. I let them have those, and I want to get the players out there. And one of the reasons that I like these lists, not that they mean a heck of a lot in terms of for their future, because really the Dodgers have their own list, but it does give exposure to some of these really good players that are out there. And then I think what Dodgers Digest has done is provided some knowledge, extra players, some knowledge about some players that you've probably not heard of, and and then you go to the honorable mentions, and it's a real deep dive, and which is great, and we need that, and we need to keep seeing what these guys can do and see where they're heading, and 2023 season's going to start. We're going to start seeing the rosters. Dodgers and the Angels tonight at Dodger Stadium. I'm not sure who's going to be there. If you're going to be there, have a great time. Stay safe. Have some soft serve for me. Trying to figure out when I'll be out there. Try to get there opening day. We'll see. Works pretty busy. And so thank you, everybody. Hope this was enjoyable for y'all. It was sorry for the technical difficulties earlier. Just understanding how the software worked. and combining them all together along with the browsers and stuff like that. So thank you very much, and I will see you guys and girls later. Please like, subscribe, follow us, and check out our website and our Instagram. It's all Dodgers 2080, Dodgers2080.com, at Dodgers 2080, Twitter, and we'll be out there. Let us know which you want to see. What players do you want to know about, and we'll follow that out. Moose, thanks. Thank you for checking it out. All right, thanks everybody. Bye.